Every time I travel to a new country, people always ask me, "Where are you from?" I don't know how to answer that question. I really don't know. I think to myself, should I tell him where I live? Or what passport I'm holding? Or where my values and cultures are from? Or just where my parents are from? I ask myself, where do I belong? Perhaps you've been in a situation where you just moved to a new city or a new neighborhood. You feel everything is so strange to you. The convenience shop that you used to stop by every single day is no longer at your reach. You ask yourself, is this where you want to stay long term? And perhaps you've been in a gathering with lots of people and you always like to stay at the full corner because you feel socially awkward. And you walk around every single corner of the room and you still don't know who you should join for a conversation. And you're wondering if you really fit in here. Perhaps you're born and raised in one place for most of your life, and you don't think the same way or share the same values as your local fellows. You're wondering if you're born in the wrong place. I've traveled 2/3 of the world. Oftentimes, like many of you, I'm wondering, where do I belong? I graduated from an international MBA school in France, where the school takes pride in being international as our DNA. A typical self-introduction of a student often goes like this. I was born in country A, grew up in country B, studied in country C, and worked in country D. I've traveled extensively around the world, almost 140 countries. Besides traveling and quickly getting a passport stamp, I've also gained deeper understanding of different cultures by actually living in a field, such as Singapore, India, Australia, and France. I've been quite all over. You can call me global citizen or whatever you would like, to the point that I was confused with my sense of belongings at some point in my life. Stable market in Georgetown. Chaos. I remember when I first landed in a new country, a local person asked me, "Where are you from?" I paused. I didn't know how to reply. I seriously didn't know. I thought to myself, should I tell him where I flew from this time? Or what passport I'm holding? Or where I live now? Or what culture I've adopted? Lots of question marks came out of my head and I didn't know how to answer. It's such an easy question for many people to ask, but believe it or not, it's very difficult for me to answer. I don't know if you've ever experienced the same feeling as me. At least that's how I feel. Now, I'm wondering if there's any universal definition of origin. Should we define our origin based on where our ancestor was from, or by our birthplace, or by the country where we receive our education, or by where our values, cultures, and life philosophies are shaped, or just by the city and country where we spend most of our time? It feels like everyone has his own definition of origin. Over many years, I've been looking for the answer to that question by traveling more, by talking to more people around, by experiencing living in different countries. People say to me, I don't see you settling down anytime soon. And please don't make premature assumptions. Settling down, it's not about a fixed house location or a certain number of household members. House is just a house. It's an object with no feeling and emotion. Yet, compared to a house, a home is a place that gives you a sense of belonging, love, and much more. Now, settling down or the feeling of home, as I explore more and look for the answer, I've realized that it's not about where in the world you are. It's actually a state of mind that helps you identify where you belong. And this state of mind doesn't come from anybody else but yourself and your heart. And for example, in your case, a home can be just a household of one person, but you feel the love of self, the love of God, and the love of universe. Then the home is you and you are the home. And perhaps a city or a country makes you feel home because you have all your childhood friends that you grew up with and you have lots of common things to laugh about. And again, that's your own feeling of happiness in life. So you define your home in that case. And another example, perhaps you feel like you want to settle down after falling in love with a person. And it doesn't even have to be a person. You may also fall in love with certain culture of the city or the country, maybe even the authenticity of the people or the positive energy of the place. And again, it's you who define your home. And of course, many factors impact how we identify our belonging. As much as we want to make our own decision by ourselves, our feelings and realization can't be fully isolated from the external factors. Like I mentioned earlier on, these factors can be a person, a culture, or the environment itself. I would not say I fully figured out the answer to this question yet, but fortunately, I found a place where I feel home, which I talked about in a previous video. I would say I've come closer to the conclusion after all these years of exploring and thinking through the answer. But what is the most important is we should never give up on our journey until we find our belonging in life. What is your interpretation of belonging? What does sense of belonging mean to you? Have you ever felt you don't belong somewhere? What was your thought process? What are some of the steps that you've taken to search for your belonging? Chat with me at the comment section below. I'll leave a few useful links for my coaching and counseling programs with special discounts for new signups. Contact me at kksuccess.com. If you want to support this channel, please join my fan club at patreon.com/thecrazykoala for bonus contents and other extra benefits. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more similar videos. My Instagram and podcast handles are listed here as well. The Crazy Koala is signing off. Chat with you below. Ciao.